All right, welcome to another episode of Frick's Garage. Last episode in this three-parter, I put this together and got it ready to run. If you're really confused right now, going, where's the other part? I accidentally deleted the whole video off my phone before I posted it to YouTube, so we're just gonna skip to part two. Pretend you saw the video where I put this all together and made sure it was top dead center and put, all of it together properly and stuff and all that good stuff. Oh, birds are really going nuts outside. So yeah, part two. We're gonna make a run stand for this because it will not run on the engine stand. There's no room in this stand for a flex plate or flywheel. So, wow, those birds are really distracting. I apologize. So, as I was saying, as you can see, there's no room in there for a flex plate or a flywheel. All the new electrodigicals off of the crew cab are on here. Different distributor, but all the stuff on the top is good. We're gonna use my wife's brand new Edelbrock. It's for her car, the Vega, but I am borrowing it for now to get this running. And then if this runs on the stand with this, we might switch over to my Holly to make sure my Holly works, because I've never had that on a vehicle before and I bought it used, or technically traded a bunch of stuff, but anyways. We just got some quick short tube headers off of the Suburban. This engine itself, I will go over the specs again quickly because, like I said, everything got deleted. It is, I believe, from the numbers on it, a 62 block. It came out of a 65 GMC that was at work. It was supposedly rebuilt recently, which the markings on the timing cover and the spray paint on the inside of the valve covers kind of works with that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it was rebuilt. This was told to me by my boss, and he was told by the owner, who was told by like the previous owner or whatever. So I've never seen it run. It didn't run in the truck. Our job was actually to get the truck and get it running, but then the owner decided to go LS swap, so I got the engine. So yeah, we're gonna start with these wheels from another engine stand that I don't have the top part for, and we're gonna use some angle iron. We're gonna build across, and then we're gonna build up to here. We're gonna just bolt it to there. And we're going to probably just have the back rest somewhere along here. I'll just have some angle iron run up and sit across there or something. Not too worried about it, just because it's just going to be run for like 30 seconds, and it should be bolted on pretty good by that to keep it from going side to side. This should just kind of keep it from falling back. So step one, I just made this little guy. Took a square of cardboard, put it up here, and hit it with a hammer. As you can see, all the marks here from the hammer, and it drew some nice pieces on the other side. I cut out the holes, I marked them on some steel, and I'm going to take them to work and punch them out with the punch press, but you can use obviously just a drill and a drill bit. These should be for 3/8 holes, but I'm going to make them a little larger. I'm going to go to 1/2 inch, just so there's room for play. So there we have our two main pieces. I measured this, and from like top there on both sides. So the widest point of the bracket is like 17 inches. And this guy, 17 and a half. So I set each side in 1/4 inch, put it at 17. And then that'll give me a nice little bit to weld on either side. And then the plan with these for the uprights is I'm gonna have it angled this way as far up as I can on the bracket. So then that way I can still get in behind and get this one, because it'll come straight down probably to about here. So yeah, I'm going to bolt on the plates, and then we'll measure how long we need this piece, and then we'll cut it, and then we'll probably zip cut the angle into it. We'll have to figure out the angle, or we'll probably just eyeball that. And then we'll tack them to this. And then we will measure for our back piece. And then we'll probably take this off the engine stand and drop it down and have it all sitting together. Once it, obviously, sorry, I skipped a step. This is gotta be all squared up and welded together and stuff. And then we'll set it on here and we will weld it all together once we make sure that works. Sorry, holy crap, I can't talk tonight. Got it all propped up, sitting how I want it. Just got to double check square. As you can see, I cleaned up all the paint. And yeah, we're just going to make sure it's all square-ish. If it's a little out, I'm not complaining too much, but I'd like to have it at least, you know, have some professionalism in it. So we're going to check square, see how it is, and then we'll tack it all together. And then we'll make the other parts and tack those on, and then we'll set it down on there. Well, those worked out nicely. They fit beautifully. And got just kind of a quick half-ass switch panel. I actually technically only need 3 switches, but I'm gonna have 6. Oh yeah. Although I'm not sure where I want to put this. You'd think kind of conveniently in front, but I also want to be able to have it so I can put radiators on. Like I won't be doing one on this one, but I eventually want to, you know, just be able to have a rad sitting on the ground and some hoses. So that would kind of be in the way. So you think back here, but then you got a moving flywheel or flex plate and the exhaust coming out. But off of the side, you got to kind of like build a big panel or something, or I don't know. What I really should do is have it like remote so it comes with me. I don't know. I'll probably do it behind, and I'll probably make like a little mesh guard. Got lots of mesh. Or maybe I'll make a mesh guard so this doesn't. And I'll probably wear earplugs when firing up anyways. So originally I just tacked this together, but it had too much flex in it just trying to move it around, let alone setting an engine on it to test fit. So I just decided, we'll weld it up, and if it's wrong, well, that sucks. Yeah, well, it doesn't do too bad. They're a little cold. Like, I wouldn't trust these structurally for like holding a car together or anything, or a bridge. But for setting an engine on here, yeah, this will be fine. That one's pretty decent. That one's all right too, but it's a little low, so it didn't quite. All right. It'll be solid. So a few things here. These 2 pieces that are tacked to this cross piece are the uprights for there. I decided I wasn't going to go angle out. I'm just going to go like this, how they are, and then just kind of, and then they'll stand up. Another thing, what I did to make sure they'll fit in the rails and be the proper width and straight up and down for bolting them on there is I set them in the rails. Made sure they were square, and then I tacked this to this. Now what I'll do is I'll take this, I'll mark off, I'll zip the angles, and then I'll take this and fold it up there to that, and then center it and level it and weld it on. Might be a bit of a pain, but I'll be able to do it. And then I'll be able to take the rest underneath, bring it up under here, and weld that to that. And then once it's all welded together and it works, I will cut off the tacks and not have that piece there. With the help of some ratchet straps, I got that into place. It's even on both sides, nice and lined up in between the bolts and roughly centered. This one looks like it's a little back, but whatever. And yeah, this one's oh, that one's a little back too. Okay, we're good. We got lots of room for the bolt in there to be removed. Lots of room for those bolts, because I've seen that before where people build things and then they can't get it apart because they didn't make room for that. It's fairly even this way. Of course, I'm not measuring any of it. I'm just guessing. Well, thanks to those ratchet straps, it's all held up in place again. Because these are fairly straight, it just kind of automatically levels almost. And it's just got to be close for this to run. Like, this isn't a track car going down the street or down the track at 200 miles an hour and everything has to be level and straight. And it's just a run stand. So but same with this way, I've leveled it out at I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but the engine's leaning a little forwards, so I wanted to fix that. And then I actually want it to lean back a little bit on the stand. So this has a 3/8 difference from back of valve cover to front valve cover, so roughly just shy of the wheels, and I have just over 1/2 inch difference in the wheels from the ground. So it should sit back like 1/4 inch at most, be pretty fairly level, which good enough for what we're trying to do. I'll weld those on, and I'll take a measurement for this one and weld that in there, and then we'll take it off the stand. Well, there we have it. And this guy's sitting here, and I'll just sit right along there. I was debating having to go this way, but it might get too close to the oil filter and stuff, and I don't know exactly the differences with the big block, but this surface here should be the same. I don't think they're longer. I mean, the big block fit on my stand that I bolted, or I built around a small block, so I think this is the same from here to there. I mean, I didn't have to move trannies or anything when I bolted my big block into my small block trucks. So that should be good. I don't know about sideways and stuff with bigger filter and whatnot. So we're just going to call that good. And now it's time to assemble that old girl and get this off of here. There we have it, sitting on its own weight. It's nice and solid, so I'm gonna go and weld everything up. I was debating taking the engine off to do that, but my engine hoist is really kind of dying right now. I need a new ram for it, like really badly. So it took me quite some time just to jack that up with no weight on it, took it up to that, and then just jack it up like 3 inches so that I could slide the stand out. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it on there. I'm gonna weld it up. We'll take off the back piece, put the flywheel on, torque that to spec, and then we'll build the back cover with the switch panel and everything. I think switch panel is gonna have a stand. So it's kind of up here, like, so you can stand up and do it, and just kind of stand right here where all the fire shoots out and the danger. And you can flip all the switches and play with the timing and do the throttle if you need. Yeah. And have a guard there, so in case I forget that there's moving parts and I lean in to play with the carb and put my knee into a moving flywheel.